afternoon. This is the 1 p.m. news from Splash 105.5 FM, the Integrity Station. My name is Ronke Giwa Onafuwa. First, the news headlines. Oyo State Governor order immediate reopening of Shasha Market following clashes between indigenes and settlers. Senate President meets President Buhari over insecurity, backs NDDC forensic audit. Ugandan opposition leader Bobby Wine withdraws election petition. In sports, Super Eagles coach Gennaro Roa rules out home-based players for AFCON 2021 qualifiers. Those are the headlines, now the news in detail. Oyo State Governor Seyi Makinde has ordered the immediate reopening of Shasha Market in Akinyele local government area, Ibadan, which had been closed for barely 2 weeks following clashes between indigenes and settlers resulting in loss of lives and property. The governor gave the order during a peace parley between the Seriki Shasha Alhaji Haruna Mayasi and Bale Shasha Amusa Ajani and other stakeholders at the Western Hall State Secretariat. Governor Makinde explained that though he was initially mindful of closing the market because of its economic importance and significance in sustaining the livelihood of the traders, but as all affected parties have now agreed to live peaceably, there was no need to keep the market closed. While ordering that the market annex of Shasha established in Iroko during the crisis should be closed, the governor equally instructed relevant agencies to immediately restructure the market and fix up solar light around the community to enhance activities around the market, adding that government would consider some of the affected traders for palliatives. The Deputy Inspector General Southwest DIG David Folawiyo, who was in the meeting with the State Commissioner of Police Ngozi Onodeko, noted that the police would continue to maintain surveillance and presence in the market while ensuring that peace and tranquility prevail. Earlier, the Bale of Shasha and the Seriki of Shasha, in their separate remarks, had unanimously apologized on behalf of the traders and warring faction on the ugly incident at the market and pledged to ensure peace, coexistence and brotherliness reign in Shasha Market henceforth. The Minister of Finance, Budget and National Planning, Zainab Ahmed, has said as at last December, the federal government recorded 89% release to ministries, departments and agencies for capital component of the 2020 budget. Mrs. Ahmed, who made this known at an interactive session with the leadership of National Assembly, said the 89% was occasioned by the release of 1.74 trillion naira. She also said 118.37 billion naira was also released for COVID-19 capital expenditure from the fund. Mrs. Ahmed said the economy faced serious challenges last year, with the macroeconomic environment significantly disrupted by COVID-19 pandemic. She said the impact resulted in 65% decline in projected net government revenue from oil and gas sector, which adversely affected foreign exchange inflows. On the delayed release of funds to implement 2020 capital budget until March 31st, the minister said the complaint had receded.
It will be unreasonable to expect that the exchange rate at the NAFEX window will be the same as the exchange rate in the black market. But we do have to plan, and this is the monetary authorities that should be that are handling this, to plan to work as quickly as possible to close the gap that now is almost about 100 naira. On the fiscal side, it will be to our benefit because it means we'll be able to realize more naira that we'll be able to use to run the economy.
Earlier, President of the Senate, Ahmed Lawan, said the meeting was to get an update on the capital implementation of the 2020 budget, giving its extension for the implementation by the National Assembly to March 31st. The federal government has declared it would not purchase COVID-19 vaccines from private importers or uncertified vaccines from the black market. The government hinged its decision on reports of the proliferation of large-scale fraud and counterfeit vaccines in circulation. Minister of Health Dr. Sage Hanire announced the decision at the Presidential Task Force briefing on COVID-19. The minister explained that involving the private sector in dispensing vaccine would be studied by the Vaccine Coordinating Committee and National Primary Healthcare Development Agency, the NPHCDA. He said the emergency authorization for AstraZeneca vaccine by NAFDAC would clear the way for delivery of the first set of the vaccine around the end of February. The minister stated that the second wave of the virus might have started receding following global observations of a seeming decline in COVID-19 cases. Borno State Governor Babagana Zulum says he will not join the bandwagon of states that have asked herdsmen to vacate their spaces. Zulum, a professor of agriculture engineering, said in Maiduguri that the Northeast region can instead harness the potential in livestock production to its advantage. The governor was speaking at an event organized by the Northeast Development Commission to graduate local people that acquired skills under the NEDC's Rapid Response Intervention Program being implemented across the region. Zulum, who is also the chairman of the Northeast Governors Forum, appealed to the Northeast Development Commission to, among other things, invest in value chain agriculture and livestock production. He added that with the provision of ranching facilities and deliberate pasture management, the Northeast region can conveniently breed livestock that would be supplied to other parts of the country for consumption.
Transforming livestock centers by establishing livestock breeding centers in the state, as well as in the entire Northeast sub-region, will definitely reduce the problem of herders-farmers conflict. Borno State alone has a total land mass of about 76,000 square kilometers. Together with other states of the Northeast, this region will provide vast agricultural, vast arable land for a greater part of the livestock farmers in Nigeria to stay in the Northeast, while other regions of the state, of the country, are trying to drive away the Fulanis and herders. There is a need for us to transform this sector. I'm also advocating for establishment of pasture protection centers in the Northeast. This is also very important.
Sokoto State Governor Aminu Tambuwal has called on Nigerians to live in peace with one another, irrespective of their belief, tribe, religion, and regions. He stated this in Sokoto while assenting to the state's Hizbah law passed by the State House of Assembly last Thursday. The concept of Hizbah in Islam originates from a set of Quranic verses and hadith. It is an obligation placed on every Muslim to call for what is good or right and to prevent or denounce what is bad or wrong. Governor Tambuwal said that the state's Hizbah is not in conflict with the Nigerian constitution, but an establishment to complement and work in collaboration with the nation's security forces. He said the Hizbah in Sokoto is neither state police nor Sharia police, but a community policing mechanism put in place to support the security forces through the provisions of intelligence and other support services, and not to discriminate against adherents of other faiths. Tambuwal emphasized the need to accommodate one another while urging citizens to be law-abiding and respect the norms and traditions of their host communities as they engage in their lawful businesses.
Our country is great, but that our greatness can only be derived and showcased through our collective resolve to remain as one, law-abiding and peaceful people that believe in our collective humanity and our various abilities and endowments that can propel development of this country. So we're not coming up with a police that is here to discriminate against believers of other faith. No, we're coming up with an outfit that is to complement what the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria has enshrined and provided for in terms of support to the agencies of security that are established and recognized by the Constitution.
The Senate President Ahmad Lawan yesterday met behind closed doors with President Muhammadu Buhari at the presidential villa in Abuja over the security challenges facing the country. Lawan, who spoke to State House reporters after the meeting, assured Nigerians of advanced security in the next 2 months in rural areas to protect farmers and allow businesses to flourish. He said the National Assembly is prepared to provide full support regarding the approved funds from the excess crude accounts by the National Economic Council to tackle insecurity across the country.
We had a very extensive discussion on the security of all parts of Nigeria and how we should go about improving the situation. We all have roles to play. Nobody would like to see the kind of thing that we experience in various parts of the country in the form of insecurity. As political leaders, we have responsibilities to our people, and we cannot shy away from that. We have to get our people secured. We have to secure the environment for them to earn their means of livelihood. We would like to see our farmers go back to farms before the rains start to come, the rainy season starts.
On the probe of the Niger Delta Development Commission, the Senate President declared that the National Assembly is backing President Buhari's position on the forensic audit. While calling for the conclusion of the forensic audit, Lawa noted that the move would lead to the speedy prosecution of all those found culpable. According to him, the National Assembly aligning with the President's resolve to sanitize the NDDC's operations because the Commission has so far not achieved its mandate of developing the Niger Delta since it was created by law of the National Assembly in 2000.
NDDC should have transformed the Niger Delta into a better environment than what it has been. NDDC was created by a law of the National Assembly since 2000 or so. And we are talking about how many years now? We are talking about almost 2 decades. That should have given sufficient time, given the resources that were deployed into the NDDC. So we need to sanitize the NDDC and get the resources fully deployed in developing the area in the Niger Delta.
It's still the 1 p.m. news on Splash 105.5 FM. Still ahead, Ugandan opposition leader Bobby Wine withdraws election petition. And in sports to come, Super Eagles coach Janot Rohr rules out home-based players for AFCON 2021 qualifiers. We'll take a break now. When we come back, we'll bring you more stories. So please, stay with us.
You haven't touched your food since I saved it.
Darling, I'm very worried and I'm tired of spending huge amount of money repeatedly on electronic appliances that keep breaking down. It's frustrating.
Daddy, the washing machine has stopped working.
Oh, not again.
Solar Telecoms and Electronics Store is a band of phones and electronics is the one sure place to get quality electronic appliances at the lowest price. In fact, Solat is currently offering you 20% discount on flat screen TVs, deep freezers, air conditioners, washing machines, gas cookers, and other appliances. Visit Solat Electronics showroom today at J. Allen Street, Solat's Mega Store, Mokola Isolate Building, Mokola Mall, and Challenge for all brands of electronic appliances and phones. Remember, Solat Electronics is offering 20% discount on all purchases. For inquiries, call 0701 684 1630. Solat Telecoms, you deserve the best.
My people, better don't land. If na come see Ogbonge cable wey dem manufacture for Obodo, Nigeria. Na Biokem cables. Biokem cables na correct electrical cable wey dey reliable, dependable, and the people wey dem make am call dey safety conscious. Biokem cables get original copper and aluminium cable for different sizes dem wey you fit use for electrical wiring level for anywhere. Whether na your house, abi na your office, the price nko e no dey tear pocket at all. Nationwide distribution don start. For more information, call 0808 030 3257 0808 030 3257. Biokem Cable and Wire Limited. They have print compound 48 122/132 Oshodi Apapa Expressway, Iyano Solo Bus Stop, Lagos. Biokem Cables, Nigerian electrical contractors endorser, SON approver. Biokem Cables, now you people.
You know I have just been paid for the last project I handled, and I really want to invest the money this time.
Oh, that's a big
brilliant idea, my love. Then Fresh Farms is your best option.
Fresh Farms?
In fact, you have access to your dashboard and you can monitor your investments on pepper, cassava, tomato, yam, and many other agricultural products.
Fresh Farm is here. Our main goal is to provide you fresh food. This time around, farming is on another level. Cassava farming, olele, cashew farming, tomato and pepper farming, ensuring food surplus for we nation, Niger. Fresh Farms provide fresh food.
Invest in any of our farm produce today and get amazing return on your investment. For inquiry, please call 0907-361-2624 or visit our website today at www.freshfarms.ng. Fresh Farms, spreading freshness.
Welcome back to the news on Splash 105.5 FM, the Integrity Station. Now turning to the foreign scene. The Ugandan opposition leader Bobi Wine says he is withdrawing his court case challenging the results of last month's presidential election. Bobi Wine, whose real name is Robert Kyagulanyi, alleges that the judges at the Supreme Court are biased. He asked the court to overturn the results on multiple grounds, including fraud and the widespread use of violence. The musician turned politician says he will now take the matter to the court of public opinion using non-violent means. President Yoweri Museveni won a sixth term in office at the poll with 59% of the vote. More than 50 people were killed in violence ahead of the election. Oman has suspended arrivals from 10 countries for 15 days to limit the spread of COVID-19. Out of the 10, 8 are African countries, and they include Sudan, South Africa, Nigeria, Tanzania, Ghana, Ethiopia, Guinea, and Sierra Leone. The others are Brazil and Lebanon. The suspension will take effect from Thursday. The decision also affects arrivals from elsewhere if they have passed through any of the suspended countries in the 14 days prior to applying to enter the Sultanate. Omani citizens, diplomats, health workers and their families are exempted from the suspension, according to the body in charge of dealing with COVID-19 in the Sultanate. Oman's Ministry of Health earlier this month said travelers, especially those from East African countries, had accounted for 18% of new infections. A team from the Democratic Republic of Congo presidency will be deployed to Goma to support investigations into the assassination of Italian ambassador. The team will leave today and report regularly to the head of state. In a message published on Twitter, President Felix Tshisekedi said he was dismayed following the assassination of the Italian diplomat Luca Attanasio. He condemned the terrorist attack which targeted the convoy of the ambassador who was on board a World Food Programme vehicle. The president instructed the relevant services to shed light on this heinous crime as soon as possible so that the perpetrators are identified and brought to justice. And finally, in sports news, Super Eagles coach Gernot Rohr may have foreclosed the possibility of inviting any player from the domestic league for next month's 2021 AFCON qualifiers against Benin Republic and Lesotho. Though many football faithful have been canvassing for the inclusion of home-based players in the Super Eagles, Rohr has consistently maintained that there is a gulf between players in the domestic league and their counterparts in Europe. Fresh from watching the CAF Confederation Cup match between Rivers United and Enyimba in Port Harcourt on Sunday, the vastly experienced German said he was unable to identify any player to fit into the current Super Eagles setup. Rohr, in the meantime, said only the best and fittest of players will be picked for the forthcoming games in March, adding he has spoken with injured Napoli striker Victor Osimhen after he collapsed during a Serie A game against Atalanta on Sunday. And former Manchester United and Tottenham Hotspur striker Gert Crooks says Ademola Lookman has what it takes to save Fulham from relegation this season. Lookman was the hero for Fulham, who piped Sheffield United at the weekend. Despite the win against Sheffield, Fulham are still in the relegation zone on 18 points. And Crooks, who named Lookman in his BBC Sport Team of the Week, is confident Lookman's goals can help Scott Parker's team beat the drop. Just before we go, a recap of the headlines. Oyo State Governor has ordered immediate reopening of Shasha Market following clashes between indigenes and settlers. The Senate President has met President Buhari over insecurity-backed NDDC forensic audit. On the foreign scene, Ugandan opposition leader Bobby Wine has withdrawn election petition. And in sports, Super Eagles coach Janot Raw has ruled out home-based players for AFCON 2021 qualifiers. For more details on the news, visit our website at www.splashfm1055.com. Now you can download the Splash FM mobile app on iOS, BlackBerry World and Google Play Store to listen live, get news update, participate in the opinion poll and also report an event live to us through the iReport feature. To download, simply go to any of the stores mentioned and search for Splash FM 105.5, then click to download. We have now come to the end of the news on Splash 105.5 FM, the integrity station and the best radio station in the southwest of the country. The news editor is Tunde Olawu, assisted by Abidemi Kajogbola. I'm Ronke Giwa Onafuwa. Good afternoon and thank you for listening.
Quick, charge at 240.
Hot news, cool vibes, sports.